Bigger at 310s here again to quickly talk about the WWE pay-per-view, and I mean quick. This video ain't going more than 10 minutes. I'm a little sunburned if you can't tell. Back home if you can't tell. And yeah, I wasn't planning on ordering this pay-per-view. I know if you follow me on Twitter, I've been talking about it for the past month, whether or not I was going to order it. And I was debating back and forth whether or not, and when I was away, because I was gone for a week, I think I decided in the end not to order it. But then the day before I left, a friend of mine and me made a bet about the program, and I won the bet, and I got $40. And I told myself, you know what? I wasn't originally supposed to have this money. Now I have this money, and I was deciding back and forth whether or not I wanted to order it. So I just said, fuck it, let me just order it. I like what they're doing with Truth, and I want to see if they continue the pushes for the show. Now, what I want to say about the show is this show I thought was a good show. Almost a great show, but they kind of fucked up towards the end. This show before the last hour was on its way to being one of the better WWE shows of the year. However, WWE fucked up the last hour bad, and because of that, I think a lot of people are going to remember this show as a pretty shitty show, when I didn't think it was that way at all, but I totally understand. Opener I thought was really good. Nothing much to say. Kingston and Dolph have had millions of matches. This was a very good match with the finish that I liked. I really liked this finish. This show, the WWE was trying to seem a little more quote-unquote realistic until they got into the Randy Orton Christian. That's the exact line trademark told me. I'm going to copy it. I like the finish where basically Dolph and Kofi had a nice back-and-forth match. Then Dolph put Kofi in the sleeper, and he kicked off the ropes, and he took Kofi in the sleeper, and Kofi passed out, and the referee called the match, which I liked. It's something new. It's something they don't do that much. However, I do agree it was kind of sloppily executed, but I still thought the match was really fun beforehand, so 3.5. Miz, Alex Roddy, this match was whatever. I've seen a lot of people complaining about it. I thought it was okay. It was just a standard match that didn't go too long, but I did like the finish. Alex Roddy actually won with like an execution of sorts. I'm shocked that he won. I could not believe that he won. When I first saw this, second match on the show, Miz is probably going to win by cheating and then using a skull-crushing finale, and then we'll never see Riley again. But hey, he won. They're continuing his push quite nicely. Then we got Big Show, Alberto Del Rio. This was filler bullshit. Mark Henry came out, attacked Big Show before the match. They waited a long time before Big Show got back into the ring, like a long time. He got in the ring, they wrestled for 5 minutes, and then they again waited a long time before the referee called the match because Big Show could not, quote-unquote, defend himself, which is a line straight from MMA. But, you know, whatever. I kind of thought the finish was all right. You know, it's different, and I like different. Now, whether this different worked is questionable because defend yourself, I mean, what does it mean by defend yourself? But whatever. I thought the finish was all right, but the whole segment it seemed too short. It did nothing for Del Rio. Del Rio's looking. I think what WWE's going to do, I think they're going to have Cena Punk at the next pay-per-view. Then I think they're going to have Cena Del Rio. And if WWE wants to do that, I mean, Del Rio's really not on the fast track to doing anything right now. So, hey, we'll see. Then we got Wade Barrett versus Ezekial Jackson. This match shocked the hell out of me. This was, in my opinion, the fourth best match in the show. Very impressive. Barrett made Jackson look really good. Jackson got all his moves in. At the end, he looked really strong. The crowd popped when he won the title. He didn't win the title. So, yeah, you know, I really liked the match. It wasn't like a good match or anything, but it was fine. It was everything it needed to be. Crowd popped for Jackson. Jackson got his moves in. I liked the match. I thought it was way better than expected. And I liked the interview after the match. I think WWE needs to do that more often. Then we got CM Punk and Rey Mysterio. This was a really good match. Second best match in the show. Really great fast-paced back-and-forth action. You know, I've heard people complaining that this show has been kind of very, very repetitive, and it was with the opener, with this match, with Bourne Swagger, kind of with Orton Christian. You know, like they have been repeating a lot of stuff they've already done already. However, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I said this on Twitter. If Daniel Bryan fought for the WWE title every single month on pay-per-view, would you seriously complain? And just like with this match, I would not complain at all if Punk and Mysterio had a match on pay-per-view. Why would you complain? This position, Punk is the number 2 heel on Raw. Rey's the number 2 heel on Raw, number 2 face on Raw. I didn't care, and the match was really good. A lot of people said this was the best match in the show. So yeah, good stuff. Orton Christian, again, really back and forth, kind of like the last match and the opener. Really good stuff. I thought this was the match of the night. I really liked the last few minutes of it. My problem was with the finish. Orton hit the RKO out of nowhere. Christian got the foot under the rope, and then they showed the replay several times of his foot being under the rope, but the ref didn't do anything about it. You see, WWE several times the past few months have restarted matches because of the replays, and especially like in that Cena Miz feud. How many times did they restart the match? A lot. And really, to me, it just kind of seemed inconsistent. The numerous times they've restarted the matches that you don't do it here. They probably shouldn't have showed the replays at all, or made it controversial, made the ref look at the replay and decide, I don't know, because you really couldn't tell if it was directly under the rope until the end. So really, like, I don't know, I thought this was inconsistent, but I still really liked the match. I thought the match was really good, really fast-paced. I like both guys, and this feud continues, which, again, isn't a bad thing. So, yeah. Bourne Swagger, if you've been following me on Twitter, you know how all night I've been saying WWE needs to add another match to this pay-per-view, and it needs to be between Danielson, Sin Cara, Cody Rhodes, or Ted DiBiase, any of those four. And when they announced that they had a special bonus match, I'm like, yay, I'm excited. And then they put Bourne and Swagger. Really? These guys have 3-match filler matches on Raw every week. They got that spot over some of those SmackDown guys. I don't know. I didn't agree with it. But I thought the match for a filler match was like, it was like a 5-star filler match. I thought the match was fine. Compared to previous WWE filler matches over the past few years, especially in between main events with Divas matches and tag team title matches, this seemed like a gold mine. This seemed incredible compared to all those matches. So yeah, 2 3/4. Fine match. Nice to see Evan Bourne back on pay-per-view. John Cena versus R-Truth. Disappointing main event. Not very good. Kind of slow and sluggish in parts. I like the last few minutes where like R-Truth would reverse out of like Cena's finisher and hit the scissors kick or the downward spiral. I like that part of the match, but the beginning parts of it I didn't like that much. I didn't really like the finish where they had a planted kid throw water in Truth's face. Cena throws Truth back in the ring, FUs him, and it's over. It made Truth feel like a real afterthought. This match was really hyped. It was hyped a lot on the Go Home show, a lot on this show. It was really hyped. And to me, by the end of it, I'm just like, all I could feel was like, Truth is going to be delegated back to the mid-card tomorrow. It didn't really feel like, I didn't really like it. Like if you're, I don't know, just they've been building this up for a while, and I just think, and I do kind of blame Truth too. I didn't think Truth should have realized this was his chance. This was his one chance to shine. And I don't think he put in as much effort as he should have. I don't think he grabbed that ball and ran with it to prove, hey, keep me here. I belong here. I don't think he really did that. I kind of think, he just treated it like another house show match, which isn't what you're supposed to do. He should have realized that this was probably his last chance at the main event. But hey, whatever. I still like the Truth character. I still hope they continue to use him. But I just felt that he kind of underperformed in this main event. But I'm still going to give the show 7. Oh, there was also a horrendous Barack Obama segment. Fake Barack Obama segment. I don't even want to talk about. Horrendous. So because of that horrendous Barack Obama segment, and then the Cena Truth stuff, I was kind of upset that Bourne Swagger got the filler instead of the other match. And Orton Christian, I didn't like the finish. Like, from the finish of Orton Christian on, I was not happy with this pay-per-view. And that's why I think a lot of people are going to leave thinking this pay-per-view wasn't very good, and rightfully so. I mean, when the main event doesn't deliver, what can you do? It's like UFC 129, when George St. Pierre and Jake Shields had a pretty shitty fight, and everyone was saying how bad the show was, when in reality, if you look at the undercard was pretty damn great, but the main event just left such a bad taste in everybody's mouth that all they could think about was that. Same with the main event, it just left a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I gave it 2 3/4, I thought it was average, but if it wasn't for the last, 3 minutes, it probably would have gotten, 2 stars. I'm just being real. So, yeah, overall, I'd still give it a 7. There's 3 really good matches, and there's good booking on this show. I like the way they used Alex Riley's push. I like the Ezekiel Jackson push. I like the finish to the opener. I like the finish to CM Punk Rey. There's good stuff on the show, but I think, the latter part of the show kind of kills it. It was on its way. If the latter part had been really good, the show probably would have been a great show. Because it was kind of shitty, it's barely good. I wanted to give this a 6.75, 7, but I gave over the limit at 6.5, and I like this show a lot more. I do regret ordering it. Big mistake. I'm not ordering Money in the Bank, even though Money in the Bank guaranteed is probably going to have 2 great matches, but not ordering it. And Cena Punk might main event that pay-per-view too. Still not ordering it. That's a shame, WWE. That's a shame. And like I said, this pay-per-view wasn't that bad, but those last 45 minutes just really made me regret ordering the show. So yeah, that's my review for me. Short, one of the shortest. This is probably the shortest video I've done in a year on Big Red 310. I'm out, guys. See you.